Operations Response Team Rappelling Demonstration. The 6 p.m. nightcap show. We're hoping to give you guys a perfectly choreographed show, but you might want to keep your fingers crossed. Actually, a better strategy would be to keep your expectations low. That way you won't be disappointed. But here we go, let's do it. You focus your attention to the rooftop. Ladies and gentlemen, when this man sets foot on the fairgrounds, all crime comes to a complete and total standstill. Please put your hands together for your host, Trooper Eric the Irish Hand Grenade Osborne!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to day 11 of the Great New York State Fair. Thanks for finding us at our new location. Thanks for helping us break in this awesome new tower. If you haven't figured it out already, depending on your musical taste, it is either your good fortune or misfortune that you happen upon the 80 Throwback Show. We are SORT. SORT is the SWAT team for the New York State Police. As such, we conduct all those operations you would expect a SWAT team to conduct. High-risk felony warrants, drug raids, barricaded subjects, hostage situations, dignitary protection. However, we also perform a few tasks you wouldn't necessarily associate with a SWAT team, to include search and rescue, specifically high angle rappelling and rope rescue, which is what we're going to demonstrate here today. So without further ado, let's bring the guys down and introduce them. Up on the left side, you are listening to his mixtape. It is Trooper, Sergeant Jeffrey Hairband Levin. Demoted you for a second there. On the right side, you got the South Team Commander, Sergeant Pete Marion Cobretti Verdese. Down here on the ropes, direct from Division Headquarters in Albany. The framework of his body has been described as rebar wrapped in leather. He is Sergeant Derek the Duke Surza. Up in that top window on the left side, you've got our DJ apprentice, Trooper Josh Cross. He's our scuba guy as well, scuba guru. On the right side, you have our full-time DJ. He is available for weddings. He's available for bar and bat mitzvahs, and of course, bachelorette parties. Trooper Brian DeRossi. And down here signing the show from Interpretech. She has the hand speed of a ninja, hopped up on Red Bull. It is Sheila. Up on the left side of the tower, he is the North Team certified man tracker. He is Trooper Ryan, the Chainsaw Ordway. And on the right side, the Central Team Commander, my boss, Sergeant Cliff. No, I don't play basketball. Wood. All right, while they're climbing back up, I'll go over a little bit about what it takes to become a member of SORT. After you've been a trooper for a minimum of 2 years, you can put in a memo requesting a tryout. If your chain of command feels you may have what it takes, you're granted a 3-day pre-selection tryout. If you successfully complete that, you go to a 2-week phase 1. If you successfully complete that 2-week phase 1, you may or may not be invited to attend the 6-month school. Out of the 6 months, 3 weeks are dedicated strictly to rope work. We do basic rappelling. We do rescue work, getting injured people on backboards, putting them in the Stokes baskets, getting them out of dangerous situations. We also do helicopter operations. We do hoist work, we fast rope, and we rappel on the chopper from heights of over 200 feet. Just to give you a frame of reference, that's a 60-foot tower, so more than 3 times higher than that. As each guy comes down, you're gonna see a piece of equipment on the front of their harness. That's a figure 8, and that's our descent device. We feed the rope through that. That top hand, that just keeps us upright on the rope. That's our guide hand. The hand in the back over by our hip, that's the money maker. That's our brake hand. As we go ahead and let that out, it lets the rope freely feed through the device, and that's when we let gravity take over. We refer to that as letting her eat. Once we go ahead and pinch it onto that hip, it puts friction on the device, slowing and eventually stopping us. Telling you is one thing, showing you something different. So we're gonna have Jeff and Pete come on down and demonstrate. All right, you see Jeff and Pete come down. They kept that guide hand up top. They feathered that brake hand, landed nice and softly on the roof. Let's say they're coming down. They're really letting her eat. That rope's ripping through that device. They got their hand open and they hit a twist or a loop, which happens in these ropes. It can kick the rope out of your hands. You lose your brakes on the thruway, that's a bad day on the road, right? We lose our brakes up here, that could be a bad day on the ropes. But that's why we got Derek hanging out here. He's not just trying to be rude by not looking at you. He's not trying to showcase his well-defined traps and lats. He actually has a very crucial job down here. As our senior guy and our ropes guru, he has the oh-so-important yet not at all glamorous position of rope safety or belayman. If one of these guys is coming down and they lose their brakes, he's going to pull on that rope, putting friction on that guy's device, slowing and hopefully stopping him. Again, telling you is one thing, showing you something different. So in order to demonstrate, we're going to have one of these guys take a few steps back. They're going to get a running start, and they're going to throw themselves off of that roof with no hands on the rope. They're going to come hurtling towards Earth at an incredible rate of speed, accelerating at 9.8 meters per second until at the very last moment, Derek's going to use his cat-like reflexes and raw power to engage that belay, stopping that trooper mere inches away from certain death or at least a sprained ankle. Ladies and gentlemen, you paid for your whole seat. You're only going to need the edge. This is going to be awesome. So who's doing it? For real? Guys, you got to figure this out ahead of time. This is getting awkward. You guys come out here, you eat the pizza free, eat the sausage sandwiches, you got to put in some work. The canine guys, they got their puppies out? Are they still out? Oh, hey Pete. Hey Jeff, thanks for volunteering. Folks, let's hear it for Jeff. He's a brave young man. All right, so Jeff's gonna throw himself off the roof. Derek's gonna what? The last time Derek belayed you? I think we all remember what happened last time. When he since apologized, I believe he sent you an edible arrangement. You've healed up, you're back to work, and I can barely notice that limp. Besides, while you were out hurt, his belay success rate skyrocketed. 60% of the time, it works every time. So what do you say, Jeff? What's up, ladies? What's going on? Hey, D, what's going on? They got it? All right. Hey, girls, what's your belay success rate? Don't worry about it. After today, it'll either be 0 or 100. Regardless, after today, they will have a perfect belay success rate. What do you say? If he jumps, just yank. Jeff, what do you say? They look wicked strong. No? Oh, all right. Ladies, just hang out for me real quick, all right? Let me talk to my associate. Hey, D. Just between you and me, I don't really care how this goes. I can see you don't. But if he burns in here and smashes onto that sod and your hands aren't on that rope, our state fair days are over. Over. Like back to work. That's what I thought. We like our state fair time. It's a nice little break. Awesome. Thank you, ladies. I know you would have nailed it. All right, so I think we're all right now. We got Derek down here on belay. We got Jeff up here. Jeff, you ready to go? He's still on a fence. Let's give him a little bit of encouragement, folks. Help me count him in. We'll count to 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, he actually did it. I didn't expect that. All right, folks, and just to show you how much control Derek has over Jeff's motion right now, we're gonna go ahead and conduct the first ever human piñata action. So guys, anybody with a pool noodle, go over there and whack them. Let them have it. Let them have it. Pool noodle time. Give them the business. Give them the business. Oh, candy everywhere. Yes, yes. Should have brought rebar. All right, guys, I think we got him. I think we got him. Nice job. Let's hear it for our piñata guys, everybody. All right, you can leave those noodles right in front of you, guys. I'll collect them after. Our goal is to get Jeff a little closer after every single show. So come around Labor Day. It's going to be real interesting. It'll be about 5 inches shorter, covered in grass stains. All right, you can see how it gets a little hairy up there on the ropes? But if you get into a bad position, as long as you don't panic, as long as you maintain that brake hand, you're not going to fall. So to demonstrate that, we've got Cliff and Ryan who are going to come on down. Okay, see Cliff and Ryan came down that standard seated hip rappel, but now they're going to go ahead and transition that brake hand from their strong hand to their support side. That's going to allow them to go ahead and invert. So now, even though those guys are upside down, as long as they maintain that newfound brake hand, they're not going to land face first down here in the grass. This is what we call the commando crawl. It allows our guys to see where they're going before they present their legs or other body parts through a window. At this point, people often ask, wouldn't the bad guys see the ropes hanging below, over in front of the window? Yeah, they would if they were there, but tactical situations, our guys rappel with a rope bag where the rope is fed directly out of on their harness. Once Cliff and Ryan have gone far enough and seen all they feel they need to see, they can go ahead and right themselves, reassume that brake hand, and come on down. Ladies and gentlemen, the invert. Just as a side note, we did recruit these guys to the team directly from a synchronized swimming academy. See, all that time in the pool has really paid off and they forged quite the bond. All right, out here, of course, we want to stress safety. We're dealing with heights, we're dealing with hard edges, there's a lot of things that could go wrong. Sometimes people will underestimate the height of a cliff they're rappelling down and actually run out of rope. Sometimes they'll get in a position where they can't go up or down. Sometimes they'll actually get injured. We have to have the means to go and get them. We can't necessarily come on over with a helicopter because if we get too close, those rotors aren't doing the rope any favors. We can't necessarily get a ladder up to them because usually they're too high. We got to go down and get them. So to demonstrate, we're going to have Jeff come on down. All right, say Jeff's working his way down a sheer cliff face somewhere. Maybe Letchworth, maybe the High Peaks, maybe Ithaca because it is gorgeous. He gets someplace where he wants to be for a while, he's going to wrap that rope around his descent device. Not once, not twice, but thrice. This is called a tie-off. Once he's tied off, he no longer needs to maintain that brake hand. He can go hands-free. He can invert. He can literally and figuratively hang out. He can go ahead and snap a selfie, post it to Instagram, do whatever he feels like. However, maybe he's hanging out up there, and unfortunately a rock kicks loose from up top. A rock. Where are my rocks? This is water balloon time. Water balloons. Send it. Close with and destroy. Oh, get there. Come on. Oh, faulty water balloons. Folks, thank you very much. Let's hear it for our rocks, guys. Also on Labor Day, we like to switch it up and we hand out lawn darts to the kids ahead of time. A lot more kinetic energy, a lot more accurate. Jeff's down. All right, but Jeff's stuck there. If you were a trooper, we'd just let him figure it out or he wouldn't. No big deal. But he is a sergeant. He is kind of a big deal. A lot of time and money invested in him. So if you look all the way up top, we got Pete. Pete's going to come down. He's going to latch hands on Jeff and hopefully bring him down to safety. As Pete comes down, you're gonna see he's got a different device hooked to the front of his harness. He does not have a figure 8. He's got what's called a brake bar rack. That brake bar rack is gonna allow Pete to take additional weight onto his system. He's gonna stop for a break, have a seat on that roof for a second, and work his way down. The additional weight in this case is gonna be Jeff. Once Pete gets to a spot where he wants to work, he's gonna have to perform a tie-off as well. If he fails to perform a tie-off, he could fall to the ground and become a casualty in need of rescue. At this point, Pete's location is important. He wants to be close enough where he can barely latch into Jeff's system, but far enough away where he'll have decent length of pull to take Jeff's weight off of his line. Now that Pete's tied off, he reaches on the left side for that blue strap. That's called a pick-off strap, and it's designed specifically for rope rescue. He does a partial invert, hooks into Jeff's system, and of course locks that carabiner. Now that Jeff's locked in, Pete's going to pull his weight up onto Pete's system. Pete is one of the many EMTs we have on our team, so at this point he's going to check for responsiveness in the patient. It appears Jeff is alert. You can see how Jeff instinctively reaches up for Pete's hips and legs. We're a very tight-knit team. At this point, we ask no pictures be taken. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate you honoring that. Thanks a lot. All right, so Pete has freed Jeff from his line. He's retained that hardware, and hopefully he's performed all the steps correctly. Otherwise, I think Pete will be okay, but Jeff's day will be ruined. Looks like he nailed it. Ladies and gentlemen, the pick-off. All right, folks, we've gone over basic rappelling. We've gone over some of the safety measures we have in place. We've gone over a very small percentage of the rescue work that we're capable of. However, as I alluded to before, there is a tactical application to the rappelling and rope work that we do. Say, for example, there's a bad guy. He's creeping around these fairgrounds. He grabs a kid. He runs up into that building and he barricades the door. It's a horrible choice of location on his part, but obviously he's made a series of bad choices in his life to get to this point. So now that door is barricaded. He feels real confident that we're not going to be able to get in there and get him. Unfortunately for that bad guy, Special Operations Response Team doesn't need to come in through the door. We can come in through the window. So if you look all the way up top, we've got Ryan getting ready to come down and do the recon for the rescue. Ryan's careful to land very gently on that roof so as not to alert the bad guy. Transitions that brake hand, inverts, and works his commando crawl down the building. He's going to get eyes in each window, see if there's any threat or hostage in each window. Sees the first one, there's nothing, so he's going to keep working down. As he goes down, you'll see a canister on the back of his harness. That's an NFDD, or noise flash diversion device, commonly referred to as a flashbang. It emits a bright light and loud noise which distracts and disorients any of the occupants in that room. Ryan's got eyes on. He says our target is in that room. He secured the flashbang and is ready to deploy. So it looks like we're ready for Cliff to come down and effect the rescue. Cliff's in the window. There appears to be a struggle of some sort. I think the big guy's got his hands full. Yeah. Oh, the bad guy jumped on him there. You saw that, right? Uh-oh, what's this? What is it?
The sleeper.
Oh, the people's elbow, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Cliff, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, no, folks, I am very sorry. You had to, please don't clap for that. I'm sorry you had to witness that clear violation of state police policy and procedures. Cliff, rules and regs do not allow you to throw a pedophile out of a second-story window. No, you misread it. The manual clearly states it's got to be the third floor or higher. Second floor's not getting it done. You know what I'm saying, folks? How's the kid doing? It's Billy. Billy's okay. Hey, Billy, nice job. And Timmy, double save every time. Oh, wow, what a surprise. Nice job, Cliff. Those kids get themselves in all the trouble. He saves them every time. All right, folks. We enjoy coming out here. Hopefully you can tell that we enjoy ourselves. We like playing on the ropes. We like interacting with you good people. But at the end of the day, it is a serious business that we're involved in. If you look on that roof line, we've got 4 shield numbers up there. Those belong to Michael Strank, Ross Riley, David Brinkerhoff, and Joseph Longobardo. Those 4 men were operators on our team who died in the line of duty. Those men made the ultimate sacrifice for the people of the state of New York, and we think it's those guys that deserve the real round of applause today. Thank you. You guys have been a fantastic audience. This is the last show at the exhibit for the day. Feel free to come forward afterwards. We got stickers for the kids. We'll answer questions, pose for pictures, tasteful, of course. Anybody who wants to be a trooper in that log cabin back there, we got our best and brightest recruiters to get you on it. We've got an exhibit back there. We got some knowledge to be dropped here in the State Police Museum. We have the Centennial Crew still out in the Trooper Foundation over there where you can pick up your State Police swag. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your night at the Great New York State Fair.